Boom, baby, we are live. Welcome to the Tokyo Crypto Show, episode number 114. Florida is going to accept Bitcoin as a way to pay for taxes. One by one, they will fall. I'm joined today by Charlie from cultivatecrypto.com, the founder and creator of the number one cryptocurrency education course on the planet, endorsed by Robert Kiyosaki, the crypto mindset course. What's up, Charlie?
Hey, that was a pretty good introduction.
Yeah, let's just sort things out real quick. Jacob Knox, you son of a bitch, listen here. We're not waiting on me, all right?
Yeah, sure.
You're getting a timeout for that one. I was on time. We were just chatting and actually had to add Charlie's Twitter to our stream, and we should be streaming on Cultivate Crypto's Twitter as well. So if you are tuning in from Twitter, let us know. We did our best to make that happen. Looks like we actually no, we just got a error. Hold on, let's see.
Yeah, I think it's not going on there. Yeah, Twitter's been a pain in the arse.
Oh, it shucks.
We're
That
trying to
sucks.
stream live through there. Yeah, it happens. So
We'll stream on.
we'll work that out.
We'll make it happen. But anyways, guys, how's it going? Good morning, Wednesday morning. Market's turning upwards, and if you're watching now, you are definitely part of the elite who are still holding on here for dear life in the corrective phase of the bull market. I'm looking at everything now. StreamYard seems to be giving me an error that's saying there's only one person watching us.
Yeah, I think StreamYard's just a little funny right now.
Okay. Anyways, I'm just doing some quick behind the scenes maintenance here. Yeah. So, anyways, okay. Yeah, we're good. It's just giving error.
Yeah,
okay, we got people.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we are looking at the markets today. How are you feeling about everything?
Interesting, right? So Bitcoin right now has been holding up a little bit more strongly than usual at the end of a 60-day cycle. So that part, things are looking pretty bullish for right now. But I don't think we're going to be out of the woods until mid to late April in terms of the market will be in one clear direction versus another.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would say the next 1 month or 3 weeks to 4 weeks, something like that, will be, just kind of watching, seeing how the price does. Right now it's looking bullish, but it can dump down to certain prices we can talk about a little bit later that would change that outlook pretty quickly. So yeah, there's like a lot of supply shock happening in crypto right now with Bitcoin and Ethereum being at their lowest levels, in terms of how much is on exchanges and stuff like that in quite a while.
Right.
But the demand is not quite there yet in terms of new demand.
Yeah, new demand, right? I think the smart money is just why else would you take your Bitcoin off of the exchanges, right?
Yeah, and I have custody of it. So I think a lot of people this year, especially since February, are kind of waking up to the fact that, I can custody my own crypto and have control of my own money and be my own bank. Oh, that's a concept that I actually need in this day and age, So those people, I think, are a lot of the ones taking it off exchanges, just hodling.
Yeah, I think people, because I stand by my my statement that I believe exchanges will go the way of banks eventually. Might not happen like that they're completely abolished from the planet, but the bottom line is this: if you're going to lock me out of my account and tell me what to do with my money, I don't want to deal with you.
Oh, hell yeah.
Why should I?
No, you definitely shouldn't. And I think a lot of people, didn't really or don't really get a financial education, where they are in the education system, unless they electively take like a class or a major or something like that, right? So yeah, a lot of people, I think, first time waking up to the fact that, I need to understand some stuff about finance and the world economy and stuff like that, which yeah, I guess it's never too late to make money.
Yep. I just think right now we're looking at the situation here with the world heading in the direction that it is mentioning on the book Sovereign Individual. I'm in chapter 2 now. I skipped the Y2K bullshit. I was just like, okay, this didn't happen.
I thought that was kind of fun to listen to a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was a little retarded, but it is what it is. But the whole like yeah, you're just basically seeing governments scramble for relevancy, and we're going to be talking about that today. One of our favorite morons on the Tokyo Crypto Show, Elizabeth Warren, we're going to feature a clip of her talking. I believe she's somebody. Jonathan Levin is testifying before Congress or the Senate, and you could just see her having no idea how cryptocurrency works, blatantly reading off of a paper that I'm like, who is the person that made that paper? That's like, who's feeding her this stuff, this agenda? Because it's I don't know, it's just seeing these people and looking at them like they're in charge is insane. Like last week when we talked about Pelosi, like if it was up to me, Nancy Pelosi, when is her Telegram chat coming out for trade advice? $220,000 a year is her salary. Do you know that? And she has a net worth of 250 million.
Hey, can't everybody can't be a baller.
She needs to start the Congress mindset course.
Hey, here's how you get the inside scoop.
Oh man. So yeah, really, really wild to just see what's going on. Just all this insanity.
Yeah, and I would say you're seeing a lot more when it comes to politicians and stuff getting warmer to crypto, right? So you start to see little pockets. Like I think when it comes to Florida, right, today talking about Florida potentially accepting cryptocurrency for tax payments of different kinds. Originally in Florida, right, we saw Miami. The mayor of Miami was originally, what was it, maybe like 6 months ago or something, 9 months ago, being pretty open to crypto and being like, hey, yeah, Miami wants to be kind of crypto capital, place where innovation's happening, stuff like that. And you start getting, that kind of coming up in Florida. You got, obviously that was happening in El Salvador for a while. So it's just kind of interesting to see which cities start kind of seeing the opportunity, grabbing it, and actually doing something with it.
Yeah, and it's looking like the countries that are smart enough to embrace cryptocurrency, they're going to be the ones that are rewarded in the future. But of course, all pathetic governments, what are they doing? They're trying to figure out a way to tax. That's all they're trying to do is how can we, because the government is just like a big parasite. That's really all it is. And they're just figuring out, that's why Japan and Korea are kind of like having a lot of growth problems right now. The government is stalling it because they're trying to figure out how they can tax us. And they're going to learn the hard way. Do you see about like how Dubai is just like super tax friendly with a lot of crypto stuff in general?
Oh yeah, I mean Dubai it's what right now it's probably Puerto Rico, Dubai, and Lisbon, Portugal. Those are the three places that are probably kind of attracting some of the most people in crypto right now because very good tax situations.
Our good friend Amber's over there. But anyways, let's take a look at the charts for Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then we'll jump into some of these articles, and then we'll show the clip of our good friend Elizabeth Warren.
Sounds like a good old time. All right, can you see this chart here?
Yep.
So Bitcoin right now, right, is trying to come out of its funk. Had this high, all-time high here, right, at $70,000 on November 10th. Ever since then, right, it was in a downtrend here until it broke out on February 4th. So several months, right, of just pretty brutal price action to the downside. Then we broke this downtrend, right? We got a high here, but we couldn't sustain this moving average, which was the 50-day moving average, right? Kind of kept threading along there. And it looks like what Bitcoin's trying to do here is trying to grab its 100-day moving average, right? So it's kind of been just smushed between those for a while. Now it's trying to basically break out to the upside, but it's not quite there yet, right? I think Bitcoin needs to break the previous cycle high of about $46,000 before we really start seeing, strong movement to the upside. Otherwise, we're kind of just still crabbing. But if you do take this on a shorter time frame here and you look at, let's say, this type of pattern here in the short term, you can see that Bitcoin broke to the upside of this kind of contracting triangle so far, right? But it's starting to try to break above the previous high as well. But yeah, it's still a work in progress. And like I said, we won't really know until about 3 weeks to a month from now, really what's going on. And the reason why that is because this 60-day cycle was very abnormal, meaning we had a low, and higher low, which is fine, right? If we're in an uptrend, right? Like here, obviously you had a low, higher low, and the cycle low was much higher than the beginning because we had a positive, number high after the day 30, basically half past the midway point of the 60-day cycle. But the midway point of the 60-day cycle was here, right? But we still have our high on the first half, which is technically bearish, but we have a bullish pattern on the price. So it's kind of interesting. It's only happened in Bitcoin a few times, and usually it's happens at bottoms when Bitcoin's forming a bottom. But you would basically put the 60-day cycle low here as a time-based cycle low on day 42. And this would mean we're already in a new 60-day cycle. And we've had the high yesterday on day 15. And today is day 16 of that 60-day cycle. And what we would want to look for is around April 6th, which would be day 30 of the 60-day cycle. After there, if we start beating the previous highs that we had for Bitcoin on the chart past, let's say April 6th, then we know we're in another bull trend, and then we have much more, time to go to the upside. So it's still a couple of weeks here before Bitcoin becomes clear, but it's looking like it wants to lean towards the bullish side. And then if we go over to Ethereum as well, Ethereum has broken its longer term downtrend, right? Still kind of just chopping sideways here, just below $3,000, but wanting to try to break to the upside. So everything's leaning bullish right now. But like I said, if Bitcoin breaks below, I would say one of these two levels, either 41,500 or 40,500. If it breaks below those levels, I think we could start seeing, a lot more downside. And if it goes below $34,000, right, then kind of want to watch out on Bitcoin. So yeah, the risk is still there.
It's looking relatively healthy. Guys, sorry, we're not entirely sure what's going on. StreamYard and YouTube is acting weird right now, and the streams are cutting in and out on both of our YouTube channels. Yeah. So we're sorry if you're losing feed. Some of you guys are keeping feed, some of you guys are not. No idea what's going on. But
That's
just
odd.
Yeah, we're very sorry. It's completely out of our control. On the back end here, I'm watching the numbers go up and down as well. So just put a 1 in the chat if you can see us, and put a 2 in the chat if you can't. Obviously, they can't see a 2. They cannot be able to see us, right?
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just continue on here. But sorry about that, guys. For you guys that are having problems.
Yeah, everything on my back end is looking odd in terms of numbers and stuff like that. So I don't know what's going on. But anywho, yeah, did you catch most of what I was saying there in terms of yourself? But
yeah, you're saying just we got to stay above 34, right?
Yeah, that'd be once we go back below there or below 40,000, right? Then it starts to look a lot worse in terms of potential price falling. So for right now, right, we're basically bullish, but it's going to take some work for Bitcoin to remain bullish.
Yeah, but overall we are looking good because we have broke out of that downtrend. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not looking terrible. It's just that risk of the falling off a cliff to the downside, right, and just kind of coming down here is still there. It's been here obviously since January, but because we have these higher lows so far, it's not looking terrible.
Good. All right. Well, so let's. Did we do Ethereum? Sorry, I was looking at the analytics when we were.
Yeah, Ethereum also broke down out of its downtrend, but just barely. So it's waiting to see what Bitcoin does, basically.
Nice to see $3,000 Ethereum, though. I gotta say, it's nice to see $3,000 Ethereum again.
Yeah, the 3,000 plus is the price that I like. And then Bitcoin dominance has stayed down, which means the altcoins are not bleeding out yet. Right. So if Bitcoin's continuing to go up, Ethereum then will follow. And then if Bitcoin dominance stays low or lower than 43%, then basically altcoins are fine. So everything's looking okay. And then also, if you take a look at this chart here, you can see the prices where Bitcoin has had its most activity in terms of transactions is from here at $39,000 all the way up here to about 42. So that area is where most of Bitcoin's historical price action has actually happened in terms of volume. So we're right above there. So if we do hold above that area, like I said, above that 40,000, 41,000 area, then we likely have decent support there as well. So, yeah.
Yep. All right. Looks like I'm just reading the chat. Close. I look. It's like it's saying I gotta leave it
now.
Yeah. Close YouTube and. Guys on D Live are saying it's fine, so it must be a YouTube problem.
D Live's good.
Yep. Shout out to the people watching us on D Live. Okay, yeah. So we got some good news. We're making some headway. I mean, when in doubt, zoom out. Right, we're heading in the right direction for cryptocurrency overall. And let's take a look at our good friend here, Elizabeth Warren. We're gonna talk about because there's two sides of this war. Right, and we're going to talk about the losing side and the winning side. Let's be honest, the legacy of the United States government is losing. And here, let's take a look at what this what Pocahontas here has to say. Yeah, this guy's Croatian sensation's been on. He's been on one. This is amateur hour, 3 devices, different connections, none work. Yeah, it's because it's YouTube, guys. YouTube.
YouTube hates us.
Sorry.
They didn't want you to show Elizabeth Warren in all of her green mint glory.
Well, I'm waiting for another earthquake to hit. So here we go.
Mr. Levin, let's consider one of Putin's cronies who already has $1 billion or so in crypto that he wants to hide from the governments that are enforcing sanctions on oligarchs. Now, can this oligarch make it harder to trace his money if he hops from one blockchain to another, if he deposits those tokens into a couple of wallets that don't require him to provide identifying information, and if he uses a mixing service that launders his money with other people's money?
So what do you say, Charlie? Is it possible for him to hide that money?
So she's talking about billions of dollars?
Yeah.
I highly, highly, highly doubt it.
Yeah.
Good luck, sir.
Yeah, because you'd have to break. Okay, I mean, because $1 billion is like it's 10 sets of 100 million, and so you're gonna have to break down a lot of money and launder it. So could it be done? Yeah, but
it'd take a lot of work. And still, there'd be a lot of cracks likely, and more than likely, it would be found. I mean, what I think the stat right now is, oh God, I can't remember exactly, but there's more, like in certain sectors of the United States banking system, there's more criminal activity happening than in all of cryptocurrency. So it's like the problem is not, the criminals. They're going to find a way either ways, and it's not the tool; it's the criminals themselves.
Right. Looks like we're finally back at seeing we're getting some good numbers on the back end here. Okay. Hopefully, sorry guys, it's just YouTube is giving us. I mean, it's completely out of our control. But the numbers are up now, big time. No, they just crashed again. Anyways, fuck it. Let's continue here.
Thank you, Senator. So the scenario that you described, where an oligarch has $1 billion to be able to launder, requires significant amounts of liquidity to be able to obfuscate that amount of money through the use of cryptocurrency. In fact, many times we've been able to identify.
I'm sorry. Let me just remind you of what my question was.
It's so funny how she just keeps cutting him off because she wants him to answer her in the way that justifies her invalid point.
Yep.
Again, what I'm asking is about the tools that are available. Now, he may have to break it up into multiple pieces of, who knows, $100 million at a crack. But the question I'm asking is, does hopping from one blockchain to another, does depositing tokens in a couple of wallets that don't require him to provide identifying information, and does using a mixing service all make it easier for him to hide his money?
Charlie?
I would say no, in the fact that, the blockchain is the easiest way to track it. So you're going to use the most transparent and immutable system to try to hide. I don't know about that.
I mean, the blockchain is literally a financial ledger.
Yeah. Forever, permanently there forever for all the world to see.
Is this what it's all about, Greg B? Because Greg B says your assistant at cultivatecrypto.com says she wants KYC for wallets. Is that what she's angling for?
Yeah, that's what most of the government regulations are after, is just all they care about is KYC, KYC, KYC. As long as they get their KYC, that's really the only regulation they care about for crypto.
Jesus.
Senator, the answer to that question is no, because the chain hopping that occurs, you need to actually provide the tokens, which in a transparent way that allows you to move across blockchains. We've actually got software that allows you to.
So you don't think chain hopping makes it any easier to hide your money? How about depositing tokens in wallets that don't?
So she got shot down at one point. Got to move to the next one on her piece of paper in front of her.
Yeah, at 1,000,000 miles an hour.
Identifying information.
You can always split the money up into wallets that don't require.
And that would help hide the money. And how about using the
mixing
service?
That doesn't remove the record of where the money actually sits.
But the question I'm asking is, does it make it harder to track the money?
No, so it doesn't make it harder to track the money, because
using a mixing service, you're telling me, doesn't make it harder to launder money?
The daily liquidity value of mixing services globally is about $30 million.
So you might have to do this by day?
$30 million is what's being mixed right now. Yeah,
that's according to him. Yeah,
yeah.
It sounds about right.
That's a pretty small amount of money, to be honest.
Oh yeah, it's nothing.
That's baby money.
It's good. I think
the Hexicans have more money than that.
Paper. No, I'm joking. Yeah. Well, and also like, what do you call it? Yeah, it's kind of like them wanting to, tax your $600 that you picked up off the street today. It's like $600, really.
Annoying.
And we have done extensive work in tracking large sums of money through mixers that have led to the arrests of people.
And why the thing is, why is Putin the scapegoat here? What's this all about? What's she pushing for here?
Well, I mean, when is Russia not a scapegoat? I mean, it's just one of these things where it's just like the boogeyman, ooh, it's like whatever. At the end of the day, all these politicians, especially, I mean, her, right? She finds all of the stuff that, like, kind of she thinks looks like it's in her favor of her argument, puts that in there, obviously pushes it a very slanted way on it as well. And just, it's ridiculous to watch, but obviously pushing an agenda. So whatever agendas they got programmed into them from their super PACs and stuff like that, that's what they're going after. But the number of crypto, what is it? Like, not sure if it's super PACs or whatnot, but anyways, like legislation related groups is actually growing quite significantly over the last 1 year as well. So you start seeing people like, Ted Cruz and other people start being positive on crypto, and it's going to get kind of interesting here in the next 1 year.
Look at this right here. X City Roland says Miss Warren equal crypto Karen.
Yep, fits the role perfectly.
Oh man. Well, what can I say? I mean, at least we got a lot of trans people in the military, because that's the number one thing that's really top of my bucket list. That and ending systemic racism and getting a fourth vaccination as well. Oh my God. Fourth time. I mean, the fourth one will stop it for sure.
Yep. But we do got, I mean, it is interesting seeing Florida starting to get into crypto or being interested in it, I think.
Right. Well, I mean, I think before we jump into this article, right, we have two articles here, and we're going to be talking about the governor, Ron DeSantis. Now, I'm smart enough to know even Ron DeSantis will eventually rug the people, right? Because he's a politician. Okay. But I will say Florida's been ahead of the curve for a while. They were one of the first states to be like, no mask mandate is necessary, right? No vaccine card. They were fining people $5,000 if they were to require proof of entry, like a vaccine card proof of entry, which is a complete fucking joke, by the way. I mean, one of our guys, a friend of ours here in Tokyo, went to New York and they were like asking him for his vaccine card. He doesn't have vaccine. He just showed him his Japanese identification card. He's like, "Oh yeah, this is the vaccine card in Tokyo, but it's all in Japanese." And they're like, "Oh, okay, thanks, man. You know, I make $9 an hour operating the door here, really keeping us all safe." It's all just it's like all just global bullshit. But Florida was standing the ground against that. Florida was opening up. I mean, massive exodus from California and New York during the most draconian times with the lockdowns going insane over there. And everybody was going to Florida and Texas. And then, you know, looking at Florida now, I mean, it's seriously like the number one destination statewide, I believe. Great weather. You know, as a Florida grown person myself, I can tell you it's great weather. Taxes were low. I don't know if they're gonna stay low because you got all these morons moving in there now. But taxes were low. No income tax. No state income tax, and yeah, it's just looking more and more like the future. And now they're saying they're willing to possibly accept Bitcoin for tax payments. So the article is right here. Oh God, is that flashing for you?
Yep.
This dude's StreamYard is just tripping out today.
Yeah, it's kind of messed up.
There we go. Florida governor says the state will accept Bitcoin for tax payments. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says he's taking steps to enable firms to pay taxes in cryptocurrencies. DeSantis' comments came during the signing of the financial literacy curriculum bill today. During the press conference, DeSantis said he had directed state agents. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
You just press the X, yeah.
Jesus. He had directed state agencies to ready themselves to accept taxes in crypto. We're working, and I've told state agencies, figure out ways where if a business wants to pay tax in cryptocurrency to Florida, we should be willing to accept it. So interesting. Here, willing to accept Bitcoin. I mean, they're probably clickbaiting, right?
Yeah.
But then he said pay tax in cryptocurrency. Yeah, that's interesting.
Exactly. And Bitcoin, I think, being the first one.
Right. DeSantis specifically said Florida is working on accepting Bitcoin as tax payments. We'll accept Bitcoin. We're working on that for payments in the state of Florida. He additionally pointed to a provision he pushed in his most recent budget proposal that would have allocated funds to experiment with the use of blockchain to optimize state functions. However, that did not pass legislature. Of course it didn't. It's the government. You want to make something work better. Why would we have that? DeSantis was clear to contrast his pro-crypto stance with the state-controlled digital money proposal floating around Congress. Yikes, dude. State-controlled money is like no good.
Yeah, that's what, is going to be really important to discuss when the central bank digital currency stuff starts coming up. They're going to make their decisions on what they're going to do way before they put it up to a public vote or any bullshit like that, while you see things on central bank digital currency, if you ever get a chance, to call your senator or anybody related to the government about that, definitely, talk to them about it, because I think that's an issue that nobody is going to be talking to their politicians about, which is going to probably control everybody's life quite substantially if that ever went through.
Let's continue here. Oh, where did I leave off?
Hazards.
DeSantis says he believes there are a lot of hazards related to federally controlled digital dollar. Yeah, I mean, it's just like Facebook. Oh, you said this, well, you're banned. Oh, you said this, well, you can't spend money at all. No, it's not going to work. I worry about the amount of power that would give someone in a central authority to basically shut off access to purchasing certain goods. He said, we'd be in uncharted territory. DeSantis said he's, quote, very concerned, end quote, about Biden administration's executive order on crypto. The order urges the exploration of a central bank digital currency in addition to directing financial agencies to develop policy recommendations related to digital assets. So I just feel relieved, right? Because if the government's in control of making a central bank digital currency, one, it's going to be awful. It's going to fail. And two, only ones going to actually think it's a good thing are idiots who, quite frankly, deserve to suffer.
Yep, the sheep that are happy just in the pen.
Just heading headfirst into the slaughter with a smile on their face, you know.
Yep.
Did you see how in China they're like forcing people into like internment camps now, like COVID internment camps?
Yeah, I saw people them like in the early days of the COVID stuff, them like trying to like drag people out of their houses and shit like that. So I'm not surprised. But
they've taken thousands of people so far recently. They're going back into lockdown again. Yeah,
that's crazy ass shit.
It really just seems like it's just a control method at this point. Like, remember the hysteria at the beginning when we were literally all supposed to be dead. Like, we're all just supposed to be dead. And, you know, it just seemed to be like it just seems to be friggin', it just seems to be a scam, quite frankly. Yeah, sorry, these numbers are just bothering me, the jumping of the up and down.
No, yeah, my YouTube backend doesn't make any sense right now. So
yeah it's all screwing up.
But
anyways,
yeah, just here, let me throw you this article because I think this is just kind of an interesting aside. Here, where's the private chat? There you go. I'll throw that in there. Yeah, this one was just interesting as well because it's like, oh my gosh, like
you want to pull it up or do you want me to do it?
I can pull it up.
That's great news. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, not from the most trustworthy news source, I guess, in the world, but
right,
looks legit. So, right, Florida to require high school financial literacy class to graduate. Right, it's only like half a credit, and it's like in your senior year of high school or whatever. So it's probably not like that deep, right? But at least, I mean, it's a first step in the right direction, right?
Yeah,
for any state wanting to actually bring financial literacy to the people in general. So, you know, the fact that they're wanting, you know, businesses to pay taxes in crypto, if they want to, they're able to. And then also, you know, requiring financial literacy, it's like, okay, you know, at least there's some nudges in the right direction for some places, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think that initially the plan for the governments was like, just let's dumb down the population and then we can easily control them. But I don't think they thought that through because you don't want idiots in a fucking ambulance coming to save you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, speaking of idiots, check this shit out.
Oh, wow.
So Amazon has launched its metaverse game, and then maybe people are asking, will the cryptocurrencies follow for Amazon? So just take a quick look at this. It's hilarious. Amazon has launched a 3D internet game. This is the first Amazon's first attempt at entering the virtual world of the metaverse. The game is called AWS Cloud Quest, and its operation seems quite simple to teach you how to traverse the digital cloud world of Amazon Cloud. So I mean, they're trying, right? Which is fine and all. I mean, Sandbox looks better than this shit. So I just thought it was funny, but it is interesting, right? That they're trying to like start playing with this stuff in this direction. So hey, you never know. They might do something with it.
I got another article here with beingcrypto.com also covering this situation with our buddy DeSantis. Florida governor wants to let businesses pay taxes in crypto. Ron DeSantis is working on a plan to accept crypto. Oh, a plan to accept.
They can't even write full sentences in journalism these days.
He warned us against the U.S. CBDC, citing concerns over central power. Number of pro-crypto politicians in the U.S. is rising. There we go. More and more politicians in the United States are warming up to cryptocurrency industries. I mean, that's smart because you can't stop it. Like I said, the legacy of the United States government is failure. Wanting to allow digital assets to be used for payments. Like I said, going back to just marijuana, right? Like marijuana, I think when Denver first legalized marijuana, they had collected so much tax money with it, they had to issue the citizens rebates. Like they had like send back money because they overtaxed them, right?
Not surprising.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has stated that he is working on a plan to allow businesses to pay their taxes using cryptocurrency. Speaking at a conference on March 22nd, the potential 2024 Republican, is that true? Is he going to run with Big Daddy Trump?
I don't know. Apparently.
Oh man, I would just love to watch so many people's heads explode if Trump gets back in office. I would love it. I told the state agencies to figure out ways where if a business wants to pay tax in cryptocurrency to Florida, we should be willing to accept that. In December, DeSantis proposed an initiative to allow businesses to pay state fees in cryptocurrencies, according to Bloomberg. And then here he talks about Mayor Francis Suarez. The state governor is embracing Florida's move to become a regional crypto and blockchain hub. He joins the like of Miami Mayor Francis Suarez, who is also a Bitcoin advocate, previously stating that he would take his salary in Bitcoin. Florida gubernatorial candidate Nikki Fried has also embraced digital assets by accepting crypto donations for her campaign page, right? I mean, it's smart. DeSantis has expressed concern over Biden's executive order on cryptocurrency and central bank digital currency signed earlier this month. He acknowledged that there will be a big difference between decentralized currencies such as Bitcoin and a central bank issued digital dollar, adding, I think there are a lot of hazards with that, with the centrally controlled. I worry about the amount of power that would give someone a central authority to basically shut off the access to purchasing certain goods. We'd be uncharted territory. Also, yeah, like just saying like, oh yeah, you can't buy bullets, or you can't buy food, or you can't buy gasoline. You know, there's a Korean drama like in the future where they have to like ration water, and like you have to have like a certain card color to like get a lot of water, and like, oh, you're only like red card, you can only get so much water. Pretty draconian. Let's see. He is not alone with these concerns, as Minnesota Congressman Tom Emmer has also warned against CBDC. See, I'm channeling Ron DeSantis. You're channeling Tom Emmer as the Minnesotan, suggesting that Fed-controlled digital dollar would create a China-like authoritarian control over people's finances. Very true. Pro-crypto politicians are increasing indeed. It may have to do with something a younger crop of politicians now entering profession, but an increasing number of them are pro-innovation in digital assets. New York City Mayor Eric Adams has also received his paycheck in crypto, while Jackson, Tennessee Mayor Scott Conger said employees could add crypto to their retirement plans. That's good. Naturally, there are still older stalwarts and detractors such as Senator Elizabeth Warren, who we played at the beginning of the show, who would like nothing more than to crush cryptocurrency industry in its entirety. Like how, like you got to be so out of touch with reality to think you can stop cryptocurrency.
Well, it'll be a fun one to watch. I mean, just get steamrolled and we'll keep moving on. Keep on keeping on.
Fortunately, these technophobes and digital dinosaurs will soon be replaced with a more forward-looking generation of policymakers, such as DeSantis and Suarez, seeking a younger vote base. Right.
So a lot of fun, more topics like that, I think, to come between now and the elections.
Yeah, I mean, boomer's gonna boom, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just funny to watch it all. Right now, let's just be honest, right? The markets are not sexy. It's not exciting. It's somewhat painful. I know a lot of you guys probably having doubts. There's endless problems in your head going back and forth. Is this the future? Did I get rugged? Did I lose all my money? You know, what's going on? But if you've been, if you've been watching us, we told you that these good times when we were bull market madness, they weren't going to last, and here we are. But if you were watching us then and you're watching us now, there's hope for you, because there's a lot of people who have stopped watching and there's a lot of people who have not really been able to persevere through this hard time between the downtrend until now.
You know, it's funny about the current dip.
Mm.
There's obviously a crypto emergency happening right now, but the interesting thing about the dip is talking about these politicians, right? Basically starting to accept cryptocurrency and stuff like this. The month that the mayor of New York decided to get his paycheck in Bitcoin was January, which was the low of Bitcoin's price so far this year. I'm like, not a bad move there, buddy.
No.
So, they're getting it, right?
Don't.
I think a lot of people, right, again, like they can't see forward more than 3 months or behind more than 3 months. So because cryptocurrency has been down since November, right? A lot of people fall off the wagon, is what it is. A lot more normies out there that think they're not normies that still are. Obviously, like you said, if you're watching this channel right now, if you've been watching throughout the dip and stuff like that, you're not in that crowd. But, there's a lot of people who like to say like, hey, I'm not a sheep. I do things differently. And, I can take the volatility, and then they can't, So, it's weeding out the weak. And then, it's the same thing as in 2019. The first half was great. The second half was just not good. And then it took until, summer of 2020 for things to get going again. So, it's just a matter of time. And the one thing that's interesting is when you do look at consolidation periods in Bitcoin's price history, very rarely do they last longer than a year, right? So Bitcoin's been consolidating for about 9 months now, right? Almost a year. So yeah, basically it's right around the corner when basically Bitcoin starts getting interesting again, I think.
Yeah. So I think we're just going to stop here because we're having a lot of problems with YouTube. It's just kind of annoying. It'll be a short one for us here this week, guys. Sorry, YouTube's just screwing up. We don't know what's going on. I'm seeing a lot of people complaining in the chat, and it's just all over the place. We'll try again next week. Until then, hodl on. Peace out.